Okay, just want to show a couple things on news and um, wormholes and hopefully passengers, but that's a random event, so I'm not sure I'll be able to show it. But what I was saying is just that there's kind of two kinds of news. One is the news that you actually buy here, and then the other is sort of this little blurb on the system info screen. So sometimes on the system info screen you'll get a little blurb up here which is just for this system. It's just relevant for this system, and it's free because you just got to this system. Um, what the news does if you buy it is it actually basically brings you up into a different screen which talks about uh, news in neighboring systems. So you have, instead of just this, which I don't think this should actually be here because it's local news. In any case, um, you get news on the other systems around you that you can use for trading. So here's one about Deneb, here's one about Picard, another one about Picard. And so if you look at if you look over here, you'll see that these are the local systems that are being talked about in the news. So that's what news does, and I forget how it looks exactly in the code, but I believe that these are separate from these, if I remember correctly. Um, and so just real quick, we'll go. Let's see. We'll go buy fuel and just quickly go to a wormhole to show how that works. So you can only get through the wormhole if you're in the system that's adjacent to the wormhole. So right now we're just warping into the system that is next to the wormhole. This is a light version warning. So you get what you pay for, buy it. So again, here we have the system info. There's nothing here about the local system, but if we go into news, there's a bunch of stuff about the neighboring systems. And this is just to add, some people ask for a log, so because this is kind of information that can help you trade, you can add this to a log and you can have it in your commander's log. That's not I don't see that as a big important feature, but so now we're in the system next to the wormhole. The way you target, where you warp through the wormhole is you just target the wormhole. What you'll notice is that it's really far away, and it's actually showing the name of the system that's on the other side of the wormhole. So, but the easy way the way that most everybody targets them is just like that. And a couple other things, wormholes don't take fuel to travel through. So I believe we don't have much fuel, but we've got enough to get through the wormhole because it doesn't take any fuel to travel through. And we've still got the same amount of fuel. So you could potentially, or it may take a tiny bit of fuel, but it's I'm thinking you could potentially go back and forth between these two systems infinitely with no fuel, and that's in any case, wormholes. That's how wormholes work. I'm a little tired. I don't know. The one of the concerns with the iPhone version, by the way, is the algorithms behind restocking commodities and pricing. What it should be doing is, as you buy out all the commodities in a certain system, it should make them more expensive because there's less of them, and it should replenish them also at some rate, which I believe is somewhat random as far as the rate goes. But that prevents you from, even if you did have a situation where you could warp back and forth at no fuel cost, you'd still be limited as to what you can really do with that, because you're going to run out of commodities to trade between those two systems anyway. So um, anyway, that's it. I keep wanting to get a passenger prompt, but I'm not getting one. In order to carry passengers in the first place, not in here. In order to carry them in the first place, you've had to go into Commander Status and GPTA and press a button. Now this is something that the hyperwarp code, that the hyperwarp guy added. I don't really like it in the sense that it's just another pretty hidden little area that you have to go into. It's in the current Android, and I'm fine with it being there. It's just, you know, just as a side note, I know that some of these, you know, just all this stuff is a little bit hidden underneath the Commander screen. So from a UI perspective, it's probably not the cleanest thing but in the world. But and for passengers, we should just see them show up here as a button that says passengers, but we're not getting the prompt because it's random. So I can fly. I'll fly one more time. This is actually my second take at it on the video. They're not being very cooperative. Just trying to get out of here. So this should be an actual, yeah, so it's skill increase. Okay. So yeah, I'm not getting the passenger, but it basically, what it does is it it's kind of like a quest. It comes up under system information. When you hit it, it'll bring up a dialog box that'll tell you where you need to take the people, and if you accept, then you'll be able to see that person in the personnel roster. And I believe, yeah, the question is whether you can fire whether you can kick them out or not, and I forget whether you can or not. So I'm going to close this video down. I'll keep trying to get one that shows it actually working, but it's not forthcoming.